Na tela ficou surrada de tanto brincar. Ai, ai.
So we've had quite a few people join Kirti. I sent everyone a panelist invite and let them know if they wanted to turn their cameras on, they have to accept that invitation. So we have a few people that accepted that invitation, but a few people I think are electing to just stay anonymous, and that's fine.
That's totally
Do
fine.
you want to
Yeah.
get started, or
Yes,
you want to?
let's
Okay.
let's do it.
All right, awesome. Well, thanks everybody for being here. I'm Katie Neubauer. I'm the Director of Professional Education for the AACD, and I work very closely with Dr. Kirti Sahasrabuddhe, who is here as our fearless leader of the Aesthetic Skills Studio Study Club. I just wanted to let you know kind of our plan for the evening. We have a really informal agenda. This is a really fun, just kind of get to know each other type event. We're hoping that this will be about a 30-minute meeting. If you do have questions, anybody that's on screen can go ahead and raise your hand, or just speak up if you have a question. Otherwise, you can use the Q&A function or the chat. We do have some questions that folks sent in ahead of time, so we'll get to those at some point. But that's about all you're going to hear from me. I'm going to turn it over to Kirti.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for taking the time from your day to come and join us. As Katie mentioned, I'm Kirti Sahasrabuddhe. I'm a restorative dentist near Seattle, Washington. I lead the ESS effort, the AACD Study Club. I'm an examiner for the AACD and a mentor as well. I'm also on the board of directors for the AACD. So here are some highlights for the study club. The lectures are all live via Zoom online. Usually the lectures last around 75 minutes or so. Then it's followed up with a breakout session with your coaches. We have 7 AACD accredited coaches this year, highly accomplished clinicians, and they are dedicating and volunteering their precious time for the AACD and for the love of learning. We have 7 AACD accredited coaches, like I said, and each coach works with a small group of 10 members. So like I said, once the Zoom session is done, at the end of that, there's a breakout session. We break out into our groups, and then the coach meets with their group, and then they have further discussions. They answer questions and engage in discussions. They might even discuss their cases. This year's curriculum was designed around photography. We started out with a general overview, then it was designed around photography, lab communication, and the basic overview for smile design principles. We had lectures on white aesthetics, on digital smile design. Diana Tadros was the one who did that. On pink aesthetics, with excessive gingival display. We had restoratively driven orthodontics with Dr. Sal Lotardo, who is present here today. And then that's where we were. And then now we're heading into our 3 resin lectures. It is going to be Camille Zellen. It's going to be Kevin Brown talking about diastema closure. And then we'll also have Marshall Hansen talking about resin veneers. So all top-notch educators. And then finally, we'll also have a lecture with Amanda C. for porcelain veneers this year. Next year's lectures are, by the way, anyone who joins next year, all of these are recorded this year. So in fact, we are going to mark some of these lectures not as mandatory prereqs, but as advised. For instance, the general overview on smile design, we would advise that people do review that before next year's curriculum starts. Pink aesthetics would be one of them. So we'll mark some of those lectures as something that you would benefit from reviewing. However, again, next year's live lectures are absolutely stellar educators. We will start with a smile design overview once again, and then we will get into pink aesthetics with Betsy Bakeman, the one and only Betsy Bakeman. We'll talk about pink aesthetics with us, followed by a lecture with Dr. Bill Robbins. If you haven't heard him or don't know of him, go check out his website. He'll be talking about something that he is known for, which is altered eruption. So we are so lucky that he's going to be talking to us. And then we have Brandon Mack for minimal prep porcelain veneers next year. So we're super, super excited about that. I'll be doing a live Instagram live with him soon, so don't miss that. But so we have Brandon Mack doing porcelain veneers, and then we have Adamo next year as well doing resin veneers. So, and there are some names we cannot disclose yet. We have to have everything signed and sealed before we can disclose, but it's going to be absolutely stellar program again next year. Needless to say, we are all extremely proud of the quality of educators that we have. We are extremely proud the quality of coaches that we have. I see Rita is there. I see Joy is there right now. I can see two of them. Some of them are attending some concerts tonight, so they couldn't be here, but we have some amazing coaches. So yeah, we are super proud of the educators, super proud of our coaches. And if I can say this with all my humility, I don't think there's a program like this. The value that this program provides for the fee, I don't think there's a value like this on this planet right now. Live lectures with some of the most sought after educators in our field. So we are really proud. Okay, so that was a brief introduction. I'll just play a quick fun little video that'll answer some of your questions. And then once that is done, I will introduce Sal to you after the video is done. Thank you. Okay. So I hope that video played fine for everyone. It was a little grainy for me. So, we once we put this out there, we had close to 270 some people wanting to join the Zoom session today. So there's a lot of interest in it. In the ESS, the AACD's first ever global online study club. So obviously there's a lot of interest, and this exceeded our expectations. Like I said, more than 270 people registered. So while in the beginning it was going to be like, okay, well, let's just have some drinks and let's chat, quickly became to where, well, we can't have everyone's microphones on. So instead, what we did is we collected all the questions from everyone in the group, all the people that are attending, and Sal is going to represent those questions and will represent you, and he will ask Katie and I these questions. Sal, for those
First of
who
all, Katie, let me just say that JetBlue called and they want their theme music back from your little video. That's the exact music thing. Anyway, I'll just say this. Thank you for having me, inviting me to come on. I just want everyone to know that we're coming to you live. It's completely unscripted. There's no teleprompters. So, and I have a few things I want to say. Hi, Kirti. How are you this fine evening? Question mark. Pause. Okay, that's my joke for the day. That's my only political joke. We'll keep it politically incomplete after that.
Well, let me just introduce you, because I have my notes here and I must follow all my notes. So
like I said, live and unscripted.
Yeah. So, well, Sal, for those who don't know, Sal is the past president of the AACD. He is the current accreditation chair. He was also one of our educators this year. And he gave us a wonderful lecture on restoratively driven orthodontics. So we're really grateful that he could join us today and help ask these questions.
So once again, these are spontaneous questions that were given. They're not pre-written out for us. And anyway, so I'll start with the questions, and Kirti, you'll tackle them, and whoever else is qualified to answer them. So the top question that's burning in everyone's mind, what is the time commitment to ESS?
Actually, Katie had a really, really good point. One time she was, we were talking about this, and Katie goes, you join a gym, and what's your time commitment at the gym? It's as much as you want to make
2 minutes, 2 minutes for me.
Well, mine is I don't show up.
Same Sal.
So, yeah.
Good.
So,
Good. I'm not alone.
So she had just such a great point, because she said, well, however much you want to get out of it, that's great, but in reality, I think this year they're going to get 15 credit units. 1 hour, I would say 1 hour, usually it goes into 75 minutes is the lecture, and then there's a breakout session with your coach. So it's about, I would say, 90 to 105 minutes every time there's a session. On an average, there is a session per month, I would say. It's not always lined up like that. Like, for instance, in June, we had sessions, and then we're taking a bit of a break. But on an average, it's once a month. But you know what? I see some, ESS people here, and I'm going to ask it really is dependent on the individual member. So I know Alex is here. He is one of my mentees. We've been talking before ESS, but I have rarely seen people like him. Well, I mean, we are all motivated, but he's definitely, at the top when it comes to that. Super motivated. He engages more. He gets more out of ESS because he engages with his coach. He engages with me. He asks more questions. He shows up every single time. You know, like anything you sign up for, there's always going to be people that can't make it, can't show up. You can always watch the recorded, you know, the recording later, so you're not missing out on that except the credit. But you do miss out on this camaraderie, creating connections. You know, there's something different about life. So I'm going to actually jump in and ask Alex that as to how did you maximize your experience? What is your time commitment? Because I sent you like a long email today and a link to, well, a study. So that added another 2 hours to his commitment, I guess. But what do you think, Alex?
Yeah, well, fortunately, I didn't work today, so an 8-page article didn't take that much of my time. But yeah, it's definitely what you put into it. I felt like from the start, well, even before starting, the AACD has been unlike most other organizations because everybody you meet is so willing to share their knowledge and experience with you. And obviously, the lectures have been great, but the mentorship, like I've been on the phone with Dimple maybe once every other week about different cases. Sal, I just sent a message to out of the blue, and he's helped me. You know, we don't know each other, but he's willing to share his experiences with me. So, you know, the time commitment is 100% worth it. If it's 3 hours a month or 6 hours a week, I feel like I'm getting a lot out of it despite that. And the lectures are concise. And they're really not designed to give you everything, but to give you a jumping off point and to have new ways of thinking about things and reevaluating the choices that you've made. And, you know, all in the pursuit of high level cosmetic restorative care.
Thank you, Alex. That's really well said. So, well, there you go, Sal, about the time commitment question.
Well, we have another question, Kirti, that's coming through the line. What do you have to be an AACD member to join this study club?
Yes, short answer. Yes, you do.
That's really easy.
So I know
All
there
right.
are a lot of non-AACD members joining tonight. And
So
ESS.
first join and then join.
Yes, join. And this is not the only thing. I mean, ESS is amazing, but you have the ability to join Dojo, which is another one of our programs. That's amazing. You get the JCD. You get so many lectures online too. So there's a lot of other benefits.
So Kirti, I know you like spontaneous questions. So I'm going to do this next question like Jeopardy for you. We'd give you the answer and you're going to give me the question. $14.95 for the year. And you have to answer it in answer form, in a question form.
What is the fee for ESS?
Ah, good.
That is the fee that is the fee for ESS next year. With that, you get all of this year's recordings. And then of course you get the live online lecture next year. So yeah.
Next one, Wednesday evenings.
What is the day of the week that you meet for your ESS lectures?
Is it always Wednesdays?
Yes.
We never change.
Well, I mean, so far it's been Wednesdays, right, Katie?
So
Yeah.
far, it's been all Wednesdays. So it's been a great day for everybody. We can't say it's always going to be Wednesday for the rest of eternity because we might throw in a Thursday sometime, someday. But
Okay,
they're
the
all
next
recorded,
one-
so it doesn't matter.
And it's
That's true.
consistent. You don't have to wonder, you know, you don't have to wonder like, hey, when is it next week, next month? It's usually a Wednesday. So
Next question, which is an answer, is yes. That's a tough one. Are sessions recorded? You already answered that one.
I was going to say
So
something else.
every session is recorded. So if you work Wednesday nights, you can basically access all the information. Is that correct, Kirti?
Yes, that is absolutely correct. You know, all of us, I mean, Sal has been, Sal's like way older than me. So,
Sure.
So he has many more years of experience under his belt, and he has put in years and years of CE. And yeah,
A
I
lot
mean,
of years.
that's like for years and years and years of what, but you know, I've been a part of study clubs for like last 20 years. I cut my day short once a month at least for some study club. So
So if it's good enough, you'll make the opportunity available.
yeah, and people, you know, people
Or
trickle in a little bit late. That's, you know, that's okay. So yeah.
yeah, that's not bad. Okay, so you already covered that the sessions are recorded. You covered that you get CE credit. You already covered that you have access to previous year's sessions. So you've really covered who are the educators. Are you going to go into that or tell us where we can see these educators or where we can know who the educators are and get like a whole background on them and all that?
Katie, can you send a link to people or tell us how to find the link so that we have the latest on all the educators?
Yes, I will put it in the chat.
Perfect.
All
And
right.
also
what
how
if
we
you're
sign up. Yeah.
reading these questions, they're coming in. What is the role of the coach? What does the coach do? Do they help you diagnose the whole entire case? Do they come to your office and like work side by side with you? I don't even know. I mean, I'm being honest.
So I have two amazing clinicians here that are coaches. I see Rita is looking for something. So she's almost looking as hard as like when you drop your crown on the floor. So I see her and I see Joy. So you know, they both have different approaches to their groups. So I'll defer to Joy and tell me how you have interacted with your group, and you know, how do you engage as a coach at the end of the session?
Well, with the group, there's different levels of knowledge. And so some people need more, they'll email me questions or they'll want to talk to me. And then some people are more advanced and they don't need as much coaching or information. It just depends on what the individual member needs. You know, and there's some people who are more active in the group and some that are less active. So it just depends on what the individual people need in the group. And we also, I like to see within the group other members talking to each other, not just me giving advice, because there's other members who are experienced, you know, like myself, and they can give their advice on a case or things like that. So it's nice to have the group and just be open dialogue. And when it's a smaller group, I think people feel more comfortable with that too.
Well, we get amazing feedback on Joy from the members, and all of our coaches are there. They're not getting paid for this. They're really there because they love educating. They're taking the time from there. They learn and grow as well. But they want to give back. They want to engage with members. And someone who has coached for years at SPEAR or AACD, there is a huge joy in that, and growing with other people. So Joy is one, and then Rita, if you want to say something about your side, your angle, like how do people engage with you? Like they can reach out to you via email,
text, usually text, phone calls. I'd say right now, there are a couple of members in my group that are very active. And then there's some that haven't participated, and it's unfortunate. So you have a great opportunity to ask questions in a private setting, especially after the lectures. If something didn't make sense or you needed some more information, that's what the coach is there for. The coach is there to guide you and to maybe make some suggestions or where you can learn more. I think there's one question I would like to share with everyone, because it seems that people come on here and they think they're going to know it all to do accreditation after this. And I tell everybody, absolutely not. This is just a format of learning in a more private and intimate and advanced setting. And everyone is going to learn at their own pace. And whether or not you are looking for accreditation, that's not what this is for. But it is definitely the basic information and the groundwork that you do need to know to pursue accreditation. So it's a wonderful learning platform. I highly recommend it. But you, in my opinion, you got to be on these lectures. You got to be participating with the sessions afterwards. You lose a lot if you're just going to watch the video.
Kirti, let me ask you a very important question, tying back to what you just said, and especially since you have many, many years of experience, maybe not quite as many as mine, but tons. When you drop the patient's crown on the floor, do you tell them you drop the crown on the floor? Do you pretend you drop something else and kick your assistant on the shins and tell her to secretly find the crown? What's your strategy?
My strategy is to tell the patient that we always take a little break and we stretch. And this is how our stretches look like. We get on
and then
the floor.
we go on our knees and stretch out, do a little Pilates down there around the chair.
Yes.
That's when Sandeep walks in the room and sings Nevermind.
Okay, so it looks like we have Adamo here. So we have to, should we let him in? I think we should.
Yes.
Nobody should ever let me into anything.
Okay, we should have, there you go, Adamo.
I'm here. Okay. I don't mind. I don't know what's going on in my world right now. Either it's going to be a thunderstorm in a minute, but I do have a glass of wine to cheers with everyone. Kirti asked me to come on tonight. And cheers, she wanted to cheers, everyone. Super happy to see everybody. And she asked me to talk about.
Let me introduce Adamo for anyone who doesn't know him. He's the current AACD president. He is also the fellowship chair, and he's my mentor. He was my accreditation mentor, and someone I admire, look up to. I've never met anyone else as crazy about continuous growth and learning as Adamo over here. So say that with all my sincerity. So there's a lot to learn from him. Maybe some people don't know this, is that he is also a certified, not certifiable, that's different. He is also a certified sommelier. So he will talk to you a little bit about AACD, a little bit about learning and growth, and a little bit about maybe some wine.
Yeah, so Kirti said to me, can you come on and talk about wine? And I was like, oh, good Lord. Okay, yes. And I thought about this a lot. And what I thought about was the way I teach dentistry is the way I'm going to talk to you about wine tonight, because am I technically a certified sommelier? The answer is yes. Am I as good as a sommelier you'll find in a restaurant? The answer is no. But I try to teach simple, something you can take back tomorrow. So I'm going to give you a couple of quick wine tips, and then I'm going to talk about dentistry. And then I'm going to call out about a handful of people on this call, because when I see their faces, they make my heart happy. People like Kirti, people like Rita, people like Joy. Amanda McCauley, your face is on this, but your name is not on this. And then I'm going to finish with Sal Latardo. Also, Priyanka, you're a bomb diggity. I love you, and I'm proud of you. So let's get down to the wine. So stupid little things about wine, because I can never really be like, oh, do you taste the floral in this? I don't know. I'm learning all that. But some cool tips that I learned, because I try to keep it simple like I teach composite. Number one, people tell you to swirl wine like this. It's true. You should. It releases the aromas. Do you notice that my glass has a stem? Don't ever drink wine with a stemless glass. Even though it looks cool, it's not cool. Do you know why? Why? Your hand emits heat. And when you hold the wine, it heats up the wine and it changes the flavor. So always drink wine in a stemless glass. That's tip number one. Number two, if you open a wine and it's less than 5 years of age, don't drink it. Open the cork, leave it for 2 hours, and then come back to it, because if it has time to age and breathe, it'll be wonderful. And then the last thing is people will tell you, oh, if you drink Cabernet, you must be eating red meat because red wine goes good with meat. Bullshit. Drink what you like. If you like white wine, eat a steak and have a glass of white wine. It's all about what you enjoy. So those are my 3 wine tips. And now I'm going to talk about people, and then I'm going to talk about the Academy, because I have been super, super blessed to be in the position I am. I'm never going to deny that I worked super hard at where I am, because I have, but I have met amazing people along the way. I'm going to start with Rita, who asked me to help her and mentor her. She's a rock star. She's a beast. She's going to teach you a lot. I've watched her grow so much. And what I love about her is her humbleness, because she had a fine practice without me. She made money. She was able to support herself, her family, everything. But it wasn't enough. And that's what I love, because it's always a constant growth. So to have the ability to say to yourself, hey, I'm really good at what I do, which everyone on this call should do, but I want to get better. So who should I contact? Someone who I look up to and someone who I think can help me grow, which she did. And she's grown. She's even better than she was when I started, and I hope that she continues. Joy Brower, Joy, you're somewhere on here, on or off. I don't know where you are anymore because I can't see, but another amazing, amazing clinician. Her dentistry was beyond fantastic, and I've watched her grow into something spectacular. One of my favorite Impress attendees, Amanda McCauley, completely unbelievable. The growth I've seen in her over such a short period of time, because she's dedicated her life and her focus on becoming better, not because she wants to be Instagram famous, like a lot of people want to do, because she wants to be a better dentist for her patients. And one of my favorite stories, this wonderful little humble young lady named Kirti walked up to me after a lecture in 2017. She barely could say the words, "Will you mentor me?" She spit them out of her mouth. She couldn't even say them. And I was like, of course I will. I think she was shocked that I said yes.
Yes.
And by the way, let me tell you something. I mentor a lot of people, and I watch them grow and they all become really good. But some people take a lot of years to get to that level. Kirti was like, I'll send you my first case. And I was like, good Lord, she's going to pass accreditation in about 3 weeks, which I think she did. And it was awesome. So everything, I know a lot of you obviously know who I am and look up to me, and I really appreciate that, and I love that. But I don't think you realize that I do what I do because I was you. I was the guy who didn't know what the hell he wanted to do. I didn't know if I was good or not. I didn't know anything. And I found a mentor in Brad Olson, and he gave me such confidence. He gave me such drive to become a better human, a better person, a better dentist, not because I was going to get a medal or I was going to become president. That doesn't mean anything. It means everything to become better in life, in dentistry, in who you are. And that's what this academy has done for me. It didn't make me a better dentist. It made me a better person. It made me a better human. And that's why I give back countless hours. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no time for the shit that I put on my plate right now. I don't. I am so tired and I am so overwhelmed with life, but I would never give this up. I had no business being here tonight because I was supposed to be on another call that I canceled just to be here because Kirti asked me, because that's how much I believe in her. And that's how much I believe in this academy. And that's how much I believe in what we can do as a profession. So I'm going to save the last person for 1 second, but everybody on here, remember this one thing. You are the top 5% of dentists in this planet. There is no one better than you. So the day you feel down, take a step back, breathe, and call one of us and say, hey, I'm freaking overwhelmed because I have a practice, 3 kids, 5 cousins. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. We'll help you because we've been there. I've been there. There are days I've cried in the morning. There's days that I smiled at night, and we've struggled, all of us. And I'm going to tell you this last true story because I think this one hits home the most, because everyone in this world thinks that life is competition. You look on Instagram and everybody's competing with who makes more money, who does more veneers. That's all bullshit. It doesn't matter. What matters is, are you happy with what you did today to the human race? And I had 3 ridiculously difficult patients today on a day that I don't work. And I wanted to shoot myself in between the eyeballs, but I gave them everything they wanted, and I'm happy about it. And that's what life is all about. And I'm going to tell you why life is not a competition. Because in 2014, in Washington, D.C., exactly 10 years before I became president, I finally met a man who I knew his name because he practices 6 feet from the house you're looking at. Sal Latardo's office is right up the road. And I met Sal because I heard of him. I didn't know him. I walked up to him. He was at a dinner with some rep. I was pissed he didn't send me a drink, but we'll talk about that later. And I introduced, and he said, hey, I'm going for my accreditation. And I just became an examiner. I said, Sal, if you need anything, let me know. Now, you would think, I don't want to help this guy. He's in my town. He's going to be competition. He's not competition. He's everything I want a dentist to be. So when Sal became accredited, I still didn't know him. You know what I did? I went to my liquor store and I bought a bottle of champagne. I dropped it off at his office. Sal called me. We met for dinner, and we're the best of friends. We spend time with our families together. We go out to dinner alone together. He's a brother to me, and he is 5 feet from my home. You would think, I don't want that. He's going to steal patients. I don't care. I give him all the patients that I don't like. It's amazing. I just send them all the people I can't stand. But my point is, the AACD is family, guys. This is not a competition. Don't feel inferior. Don't feel like you don't belong. Push yourself. Become better. Because in the end, you're going to go to bed happy at night. Because let me tell you something. I promise you, no one on this call outworks me. Nobody. But I smile every single night because I busted my ass to be the best I can be. And my patients go home happy. So, Kirti, I'm super proud of you for putting this together because this is amazing. Everyone in this environment should just say thank you because we're all going to better ourselves. We're all going to become better, me included. Every time I teach, every time I lecture, every time I mentor, every time I grade an accreditation case, I become a better human and I become a better dentist. And that's what I want for all of you. So God bless you all. I wish you the best. My door is always open for any of you. You have amazing instructors here. If they can't help you because they're busy, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you for having me tonight. By the way, don't ever drink out of a stemless glass. Cheers.
Okay. Thank you so much, Adamo. Love you. Bye. All right. That was amazing. That was so awesome to hear him. Well, I couldn't agree more. I mean, Sal will attest to this. Everything he said, every time we lecture, every time we are examining cases, it really does make you a better person. And AACD is a family like none other. We have some other ESS members here. We have Lance here, and Lance is an experienced dentist. And
wait, I'm going to chime in one more time. Lance is a beast, a total beast. So learn from him. It's amazing. Lance, by the way,
that's all.
My hair is going to grow just like yours, and then I'm going to take my hat off. So get ready.
Well, I just wanted to introduce Lance because he is so kind and so humble, and he's a part of ESS, and his son is also a part of ESS. And I wanted to hear his perspective as an experienced clinician. How are you making the most of ESS? How are you extracting the most value?
First of all, it's kind of hard to follow Adamo with that speech, honestly. But thanks, Kirti. I have a son that's practicing with me now. I started this process actually back in 2009, and I have my kids were busy. Life happened. I passed the test, did some cases, and And you know, there was no path really, except that we had mentors, and they were great. There was really no path to follow like the ESS. My daughter, oh, by the way, my daughter is also a third year student, so I have a lot to take care of here the next 10 or 15 years. She's coming in with me in a year and a half. So doing this helps me help them, I guess. But one of the things that I didn't have was you know, a process to follow. And what ESS has done, I think, is initiated by doing the modules. The photography helps, you know, with the lab communication as well. Those were things that can help get things kicked off, I guess, so to speak. And you know, I kind of wish I had that, you know, in 09. I'm also part of Spear. I've been on the faculty club, you know, since I guess 11, whenever it started, and we don't really even have anything like this. You know, I thought I was pretty good at some of these, you know, taking photos and some of the lab work and so forth. But obviously, when I got started, and I realized really what I was missing. The lectures, you know, you have a situation here. You have a group of people that will help you, like no other program I've ever seen. I've been doing this. I guess I've been practicing 24 years now, and I've seen a lot of organizations and been involved with a lot of them, and I haven't been as excited, I guess, as I have with this one. You know, we've got 2 more modules coming up with the composite module and the veneer module, with some great speakers. You know, we know, of course, we had the ones with Kirti and Diane and a few others that you know, you brought up. I'm gonna finish by saying this. You brought up the gym thing. Well, I was, you know, about 2 hours ago, I was at the gym, and I was trying to think about a little bit about what to say because Kirti asked to say something, and I was trying to come up with an analogy for this type of course. And you think, you know, you have. I'm looking around. I'm seeing these people that are on weight machines, and they're trying to figure out what to do with them. You know, some of them, it's obvious they were newbies, couldn't figure out, you know, what I do with this equipment, and they didn't have a trainer. You know, so and then I think about people who see people who may be a trainer, they may be in the grocery store, and they say, well, you know, I need to work out. I got a year, I want to get in shape, you know, but they don't have a place to go. Well, ESS has put those two together, and you have excellent trainers, and you got a private gym. So that's kind of the way I look at it. And I don't know of any other program like this, honestly. But anyway, I appreciate all you guys do too. I mean, you guys spend a lot of time that you don't have to. And I hope that one day I can give back, you know, like you guys do. But that's it.
Thank you so much, Lance. Thank you so much. Lance always shows up. He's engaged, and that's how he gets the most value out of it. I think we have one more person, and then we'll answer more questions. If you have more questions coming via chat, please send those. But I think we have Sonali here. I don't know if she's still on.
She had to jump off, Kirti.
Good.
Something about her power in Houston came on, and they haven't had the power on for days or something like that. So she had to jump off.
Oh, no problem. But she wanted to share her thoughts as well about ESS. But yeah, at this point, I think if people have questions, please send them in. You know, I'm gonna start. You're gonna start seeing on IG, on Instagram. I'll be doing some Instagram lives with some of our educators that are coming on next year. So my first one's gonna be with Brandon Mack. For those who don't follow him on Instagram, please go and follow him on Instagram. He puts out some crazy, beautiful dentistry. Just absolutely, at times it's aspirational. For me, it's inspirational, always. So check him out. He's gonna, and he he has his own course. He does a beautiful job teaching, but his work is beautiful, and he has agreed to speak to our group next year. We are super excited about that. But I'm gonna have an Instagram live with him. We'll be talking more about, you know, other stuff like philosophy. How did you envision yourselves and, you know, to be where you are in life right now? You know, other things that we don't cover in the lecture. So look out for that. Look out for other clinicians that are going to be teaching next year. So we'll be doing IG lives with educators. We're going to start doing that with coaches, you know. So that's kind of where the thought process is with that. But yeah, if people have more questions, please send them in. Sal, do you have any more questions that have come in?
I think you covered it pretty good, and doesn't seem to be anything new on the chat.
Okay. Well, we thought it was going to be 30 minutes, but when Sal asked me that question, extra questions, he just kind of created some extra questions in there and just got longer, Sal.
I talk too much. I'm sorry.
Oh, there you go. That was still there. We could go on again. We can listen to this again.
Sorry, I'm Italian. I just don't shut up.
You are awesome. So yeah, I guess that's it. You can always send more questions, and then Katie will share a link as to where you can join the ESS, and then who are going to be our educators for next year. Yeah, I'm very thankful that all of you joined us this evening and spent your valuable last 55 minutes with us. So thank you.
Thanks, Kirti. I wanted to let everybody know I'm going to put my email in the chat as well. So if they have questions, if they're too shy to ask them tonight, or if things just come up, everybody can feel free to email me anytime.
Perfect. Thank you.
Kirti.
Thank you so much.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Kirti.
Thank you. Bye, Adamo, if you're still there.